It's a brand new month, and you know what that means? It's time to talk about what's happened in the realm of 3D platformers in the past month. It's been a bit of a busier month for me, so there's probably a bunch of stuff I missed, but this is what I managed to gather up. So we start off with the new releases this month. Up first on April 3rd, we have A Rat's Quest, The Way Back Home Season 1 from the Drumerians and Handy Games. As the title indicates, this is the first season or the first chapter of this narrative-driven story, and it's gotten an aggregate of positive with 10 reviews, people praising its charming characters and fun platforming, but some people have issue with the game not feeling too great. So do with that what you will. The game is available for $20, so if you're in the mood for a narrative-driven platformer and have $20 to spare, you can give this one a shot. Up next on April 7th, we have Origament, a paper adventure from Space Saw Studio, Baverler, and Assemble Entertainment. This one has a controlling paper, as the title suggests, where you can fold into different shapes and forms in real time by pressing different face buttons on the controller. For example, pressing X on a PlayStation controller turns you into a paper airplane, which makes you jump. Pressing circle on a PlayStation controller turns you into a ball, which helps you roll around on land. And there's two other forms that I'm not going to go into, but I played the demo for this and I had a surprisingly good time with it. It's gotten an aggregate of very positive with 57 reviews and is available for $15. And again, there's a demo, so you can give it a shot if you want. Next up, on the 16th of April, we have Gecko Gods by InResin, Super Rare Originals, and Gamer Sky Games. And this is actually the one game I played this month. If you'd like more in-depth impressions, check out my review, but I had a great time with this game. It had a bunch of bugs, including a game-breaking one, but that one got fixed a few days later. I would recommend playing this game if you can tolerate some bugs, and if you can get through. There's a lull in the middle where it gets a bit slow, and I know it sounds kind of stupid to say that, but it's a relatively short game, and let's say 20% of that runtime is this section that I found kind of tedious. But if you can overlook those, it's a great game and I definitely recommend it. My thoughts aside, it has an aggregate of very positive with 296 reviews on Steam. It's available for $20 and it has a demo. So if you'd like to give it a shot, you can give it a shot because it's really a great game. And then the very next week on the 24th of April, we have Kill a Flow from KO or Cow Company, which is a fast-paced precision platformer. It has over 100 levels. You'll be speeding through its colorful levels and looks pretty fun. It has an aggregate of positive with 45 reviews on Steam and is available for $20, but if that's a bit too much, you can try out the demo once again to see if it is up to your liking. Up next, on the very same day, we have Chima and the Toll of Time. This is from Sandstorm Studio and I believe is a student project from Champlain College. It looks pretty great. It's an isometric puzzle platformer, and the great part is, because it's a student project, it's actually available for free. So if you're completely broke this month, then fear not, this is a game you can probably give it a shot. I have not tried it, but it has an aggregate of positive with 18 reviews on Steam. Give it a shot. Up next, just a few days later, on the 27th of April, we have Super Candle World from Francois Marchand. I don't know how to pronounce that. I actually played a demo for this in one of my videos a few months ago, one of the demo videos, and I actually had a pretty good time with it, but I thought it was kind of bare bones. There wasn't too much special about it, but now that it's out and I see that it's priced at $3, I cannot fault it for that. In my video, I think I called it a good baby's first platformer because of how simple and easy it was, and I think for $3 you can't really go wrong with this. Now this one does not have an aggregate because it does not have enough reviews for that. From what I can see, out of 8 reviews that I can see, only 1 review is actually negative, with the person saying it's kind of repetitive and doesn't have anything amazing with it, like I mentioned. But actually there is no but. All the positive reviews kind of mention the same thing, where it's a fun and cute little game, but it doesn't really innovate or do anything new. So if you'd like something new, maybe skip this one. But again, it's $3. If you've got like half an hour or an hour or two to kill, you know, there's worse things to spend money on. The very next day, on the 28th of April, we have Boltbot Screwy Viruses from DreamSafe, and this came out of early access, so it's been out for a while, but it's finally at version 1. So this one has 48 levels, it has a bunch of variety and a hub world, and you know, it's a collectathon and all of that. Don't really know too much about it. Looks fun, though keep in mind a bunch of stuff in this was generated using AI assets, so if you're not for that, skip this one. It has an aggregate of positive with 15 reviews and is available for $20. And finally, on the 30th of April, we have Dracomore from Patoon Studio and 3Cat. This looks like a fairly polished linear 3D platformer. Kind of looks like a licensed game, to be honest, but it looks pretty good. I don't think it has an aggregate because it just came out and all the reviews are in Spanish, but from what I can see with translations, I see that people are liking the game. Though again, it doesn't do anything insanely innovative, it still looks like a really good and polished time. It actually has a demo out and is 10% off until halfway through March where it goes back to $20. So give this a shot if you'd like. Otherwise, let's talk about some classics. We start off with something that happened on April 1st, but was not an April Fool's joke. Jak 3 is now fully playable on PC through Open Goal. If you don't know what this has been an ongoing project for a few years, trying to make all Jak and Daxter games playable on PC directly, not through emulation, and it's resulted in a bunch of different mods and a bunch of different features that the original games did not have. And now, finally, Jak 3 is fully available, meaning the entire trilogy is now playable natively on PC, which is really nice. And if you've been waiting or holding off on a replay or wanting to play the games for the first time, I'd suggest giving this a look because those are some great games. And while we're talking about Jak and Daxter and this Open Goal project, let's talk about two mods, and I could actually make a dedicated Jak and Daxter mod section of this video every month, but I'm not going to. But there's two mods, one that inserts Mario into Jak and Daxter, the first game. This is not just a skin, you actually get Mario's full moveset, meaning you can actually play as Mario completely in the first Jak and Daxter game, which is really just so stupid, but a dream of mine as a kid. And the second mod is Jak and Daxter Eroded Coast, and this one is new custom level. It features 6 power cells and 150 orbs to collect. From the video, it looks really fun, really cool. I can't wait to eventually go back through all these games and actually play all the mods and custom levels in this. So from one PS2 mascot, we go to another one. We go from Jak to Sly Cooper, and this isn't anything as massive, but it's still something really cool, and it is a teaser trailer for a 2D fan animated series called Rise of the Legendary Thief, and this follows Sly Cooper as a young thief with his gang to solve his dad's murder, and this looks fantastic and amazing. I just thought I'd highlight this. Not too much to say. Really cool. Up next, we have Spyro Season of Ice remade. So this was originally a Game Boy game, and it was not received best, but a fan known as Red and Black 64 has remade the game in 3D in the style of the PS1 games. I think I played this game when I was younger. I think I had a good time with it, but now you actually get to play it in full-on 3D. Another instance of fans is doing what these big companies should. I don't know what Activision and Xbox are doing with Spyro. And finally, we have KO the Kangaroo, Resurgence of the Volcano. So if you don't know much about KO the Kangaroo, he's pretty much the biggest Polish 3D platformer mascot character. There's 3 major console games, and I played through all 3 of them, and there's actually some great stuff in those. So a fan by the name of Chaos Flask actually made a completely new fan-made expansion for the 3rd game, which originally only released in Poland. This one adds a new island, a new tool, a bunch of different mini games and new abilities, and enhances visuals across the entire game. Give this a look. Actually, give the entire series a look. Let's move to new games. There's not much, but what's been announced is cool. We have Kalinoro from Red Rocketa Studio and New Tales. This is a fixed camera 3D platformer. Think Super Mario 3D World. This one has a pretty unique setting of Madagascar, which the only game that I can think of that actually took place here was the actual licensed Madagascar game, which by the way is a banger, that first game. This one has you playing as Lemur, trying to grow your band of Lemur musicians, of course, to fight an evil witch, as one would. The game looks pretty good, and actually, apparently I just discovered this has a demo out, which I might give a shot. So yeah, give this one a look. Let's talk about some games that we know about and updates on them. First up, we have an update for Yooka-Replay Lee on the Switch 2, which gives it 60 frames per second support. Previously, I believe on Switch 2, the game was locked to 30 frames per second, and that was a big turnoff for a lot of people. Well, Playtonic has listened and has given us a performance mode, which kind of lowers some settings here and there, but the game does reach 60 frames per second, which for a platformer is probably very important. There's also a bunch of other updates, and I think all the other systems also got these updates. Yooka-Replay Lee, a great game. Give it a try. Up next, we have the release date confirmation for Mortar Slice. Now, this was the Prince of Persia inspired sci-fi platformer thing. We did previously know that it was going to come out in May, but now we know it's actually going to come out in a few days on May 5th. Really looking forward to this, and I think it's going to do well. Up next, we have another look at Twinkle's Galactic Tour. This is the game from the creator of Frogun, and it's been 7 or 8 months since we got a look at this game, and the trailer here looks great. This looks to be Molgato's best game yet. Really looking forward to this. No actual proper big news or anything like a date, but it looks really cool, and it's nice to see that the game is still in development. Speaking of trailers with not too much news, there's Pizza Apocalypse 2 with its gameplay trailer, and the game looks fantastic. fantastic. I really like the way it looks. It looks like it's trying to do a version of the cap mechanic in Mario Odyssey, but with a pizza instead of a cap. There's actually a Steam thing that you can apply for to be a beta tester, so if you'd like to test this game, and it's free of course, check out the game's Steam page and look for a request beta testing button thing, which I think is still up. Anyway, game looks great. Up next we have yet another trailer with not too much information, but an update on a game called Tito, and I've talked about this before. The video is long enough, I'm not going to talk too much, but check out the trailer for this. It looks fantastic. The next trailer does have some news, thankfully, and it's that the demo for Tricky and the Dreamcaster is coming out on the 7th of May. As you might be able to tell, this game is inspired by 90s and 2000s platformers with a bunch of surreal dream worlds to explore. I really like the way the game looks, and it's not due anytime soon. It's slated for release in Q4 2027. That's a year and a half from now, but the demo's out this week, so give it a shot. And finally, we have another demo trailer for Sniffer's Delight, which is a platformer where you play as a nose, and it's actually got really unique mechanics where you can jump higher if you hold and let go of the jump button at the right time. You also have to think about not losing all the air in your nose lungs, which is interesting. You also play around with snot as a slingshot. I only played a bit of the demo because I want to wait until the full game's out, but the gameplay was pretty fun. There were a few bugs, but it's a demo. I really like the aesthetic and all the mechanics that they're implementing with this whole nose thing. What's coming up in May, you ask? Well, let's talk about it. First of all, we have Mortar Slice. I just talked about this like 2 minutes ago. I'm not going to go over it too much. I didn't mention before, though, there is a demo out, so if you'd like to give this a shot, even if you don't want to buy it, give it a shot. The demo was recently updated to get rid of any bugs, and I had a really good time with it months ago when I played it, so give it a look. It's really fun. May 5th. Next up, on May 11th, we have Dragon Hop coming out by Dust Rider Studios. I love dragons in games. There's not enough games with dragons in them. I miss Spyro. This looks pretty good. I'm not sure exactly what type of game it is. There's a demo out. It seems like it's a bit focused on precision platforming and making sure you don't, fall down large heights and all that. I'm not sure. There's a demo out. Give it a shot. On the 22nd of May, we have the return of the anti-hero of the 3D platforming genre, and that's Bubsy. With Bubsy 4D from Braz and Atari, I played the demo for this. I had a really good time. If you're not aware, these are the same people behind Demon Tides, and I had a fantastic time with Demon Tides a few months ago. One of my favorite platformers in a long time. So I have no doubt that this is going to be great, and it's probably going to be the best Bubsy game ever made. So, demo also available. And finally, on the 28th, we have Sonky's Lagoon from Coco Dev, and I actually talked a bit about this game as well in my previous demo video, and I had a pretty good time with it. It's got a really strong personality. You can just see this sun with sunglasses on, and that is just genius character design. The game's got a really unique and strong sense of humor. The game's going to be like 3 to 4 hours long, so it's not a massive game, but it seems like a really high quality game, so it's a great game to end the month on. Demo should still be available, by the way, so you can also give it a look. That is all for April. I'm not sure if there was more news or more games, but that was the longest news video I've made so far. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I try to keep this video short and digestible, but I think I might have just rambled too much this time. Anyway, I think that's all. Thanks for watching, and let me know if I missed something in the comments. Like I said, it was a busy month, and I will see you in a few weeks or in a month, depending on how life goes. Happy hopping!